Okay, so we'll start, and our today topic is release strategy. Okay, so first we will understand what is the purpose of this release strategy. Okay, theoretically, and then we will move into the practicals part, the configuration part. So release strategy. Okay. So basically, what is release strategy is nothing but suppose, yeah, in any industry, okay, if you create the PO, suppose if you have created PO, so after the creation of PO, you cannot directly share this PO with your vendor. Okay, so firstly, it will go for the approval process. Okay, so and the approval process can be, it depends upon the business scenario. Okay, like suppose you have a requirement in your company, like if my PO price is between 0 to 1 lakh, okay, then only the AGM, assistant general manager, and GM will GM will approve. Okay, GM will approve. Then my PO will be considered as a approved PO. Okay, and suppose if your PO is above 1.1, okay, lakh between 10 lakh. Okay, so AGM will also approve, GM will also approve, and suppose plant head will also approve. Okay, so like this you can have more scenario. Okay, so if suppose this is the type of scenario, then you have to apply the release strategy based on the release group. You can categorize one group in suppose R1. So you can create one group R1, in which if your PO will come under the 0 to 1 lakh rupees, okay, then these two people will approve. If your PO scenario is like more than above 1 lakh to 10 lakh, okay, then these three people should approve. So you have to make it a release group. So one group, these two people, when another group, these three, or you can have multiple like this also. Okay. So this is one of the characteristics based on the net order value. Net order value of PO. So basically in the release strategy, what you have to do, you have to create the characteristic. Okay. Firstly, you have to create the characteristic. Okay. In which what you have to do basically, you have to think that on what basis you want to apply the release strategy. Means suppose if you have a scenario like, if my plant is, suppose you have plant ZNT1, right, and one more plant we have. So suppose if you have scenario that whenever this plant will come into the PO, and my particular, or suppose my net order value, okay, right now I will maintain based on these two characteristics the release strategy. Okay, so whenever my plant and the net order value, okay, like for this range and this range, suppose only these two scenario right now I'm considering. So you can create two characteristics. Okay, one for the plant basis, one for the net order value basis, and then you have to create class in which here you have to link the characteristics with your class. Okay, and after this you have to do the these are the basically not comes under the configuration. Okay, these are the master data you can create directly in the main server. Means if you are suppose you are doing the configuration, okay, so in the in the real time, so you will do first in development server, then move the quality, then and then last to move the production. But these characteristics and class you have to create in each server. Okay, because these are the master data, these are not comes under the configurational data. Okay, so after the characteristics and class, the master data, you have to do the configuration part, in which you have to create the release group, release code, release strategy, okay, like this. So, so what you have to do, and you can apply this release strategy in PO, okay, in PO, in contract, in RFQ, in scheduling agreement, okay, then in PR, then in service entry sheet. So what is the most important thing you have to remember is the communication structure name. Okay. So for PO, contract, RFQ, and scheduling agreement, you have to use CEKKO. Okay. For all these four. Why? Because these four all are external document. So in SAP, there is a provision that for all these purpose, you can use this communication structure CEKKO. For PR, CEBAN. And for service entry sheet, CESSR. Okay. So these three communication structure you have to use. For any document related to external document like PO, contract, RFQ, scheduling agreement, you have to use this communication structure. Then for PR, CBAN, and for service entry sheet, CESSR. So what is the purpose of this communication structure is, you have to get the field name. Okay, like suppose you are doing the creating characteristics for the plant level and the net order value. So you should know the field name for the plant and the net order value. So from where you will get, from this communication structure, and where you have to search by the SE11T code. Okay, so there's a ABAP dictionary is there. Okay, where you will find the plant field name, net order value, or any field name related to that particular characteristics. Okay, so that you will get in this communication structure by the SE11T code. Okay, so we will see, and if you apply, suppose if you have done the configuration, okay, you have created PO. Suppose you have created PO, okay, and the release strategy is also triggered. Okay, so what will happen is, with till you will not release your PO, you will not be able to receive the material, okay, in the system. Okay, so firstly, after creation the PO, you have to release it, then and only system will allow you to do the MIGO part, the GRN part. Okay, otherwise system will not allow you the GRN part, and this is common. This you will find in each and every project, each and every client. Okay, like PO or contract or RFQ, PR, service entry sheet might be you will not found in each and every stage, each and every company, but this PO and PR you will get most of the times the release strategy part. You have to do configuration for the release strategy as a consultant. Okay. So this is the, and also one more thing you have to remember, in PO, contract, RFQ, and scheduling agreement, release strategy will hit at header level only. Okay. But in case of PR, header or item, both. Both can be possible, but one at a time only. Okay. And service entry sheet also header level only. Only header level in service entry sheet. Only PR is there where you can maintain the release strategy either at header level or at item level. Okay. So there's a small one tick is there only. Through that you can easily trigger the PR at header level or item level. It depends upon the business scenario. Okay. So let's go into the SAP and we will see how to do the configuration. So firstly, we will go to SPRO, then IMG, then under this, you have to go in the materials management. You have to go in purchasing part. Under purchasing, since now you want to apply on the purchase order, so go under purchase order and you can see release procedure for purchase orders. Just click here and then edit characteristics. Now you have to first create the characteristics. So I am considering plant and net order value, these two. It can be combination of four or multiple also. Okay, but now I am considering only these two. Okay, it can be on based on purchasing group, it can be on the document type. Okay, like based on company code. So I will show you in C the communication structure that on how many parameter you can apply uh, the release strategy. Okay, so I am creating Z. Suppose you can write anything. It means as per your requirement. The coding is not fixed that you should write this like this only or that. So suppose ZREL underscore PO underscore ZNT1. ZNT1 my plant. So I'm writing and PO and REL release. So starting with Z. Just click on create icon. Okay. Then you will come in this screen. Then just go to directly into the values. Sorry, in the additional data tab. Okay. Do not write anything. Just directly go to additional data tab. In the table name, that the communication structure name, right? So that table name you have to write here, CEKKO. Now I am doing for the PO. Okay, so CEKKO and the field name you have to find. So from where you will find, I told you by the SE11 T code. Go to SE11 in database table, write CEKKO, okay, and then display. So once you display this ABAP, this is nothing but the ABAP dictionary. Okay. Here you can see while I was creating the PO or the purchasing group or the purchasing organization, I told you that this you can only create up to 4 character, okay, or up to 3 character only. Okay. So where the here it's all defined. Okay. You can see purchasing organization you can create up to in the length. Okay, you can see. So only up to 4 character. Purchasing group 3 character. Okay. Company code only up to 4 character. So the here all are defined. Plant you can create up to 4 character. So all the length is defined here only in this table. This is the structure. Okay. So what you have to do is I am considering now plant. So this is plant. Okay. And this is the field name. WERKS. The field name. So just copy. Okay. And go to characteristics of part only and write and just paste it. WERKS. Then press enter. Then you will get this message that the data used from ABAP dictionary. Okay. Because this all maintained from in the ABAP dictionary only. Just continue. You can see description is coming automatically, status coming in released mode, data type, character format, number of character, all will come automatically. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this? That suppose you have multiple plants, okay, and you want to apply the release strategy in the multiple plants. Okay, so you have to click on multiple values. Okay. If you have only one plant, suppose in your project you have only single plant. So just click on single value. If you have multiple plant and you want to apply the release strategy on all the plants, so just click on multiple value. If not, then just click on single value only. Okay. Then go to restriction and the class type. The class type, the standard is 032. 032 is the standard SAP release strategy. Every time you have to use this only. Okay. And then press enter. And this is the characteristics. So I am just copying it. Okay. So just click on create icon. Just press enter and save it. Okay. So you can see this is created. Now one more I am creating based on the net order value. So just delete this ZREL underscore net order value underscore ZD1. Okay. Click on same create icon. Go to additional data. Write the table name CEKKO only. Go to field name and search the field name for the net order value. Okay, here go. Press Ctrl F and you can write net order value. Okay, so you can see total net order value, and this is the field name for the total net order value. Just copy this and press enter. Paste it here, then you will get this message same ABAP dictionary. Then again press enter. Now this time system will ask you enter a currency, means in which currency you will dealing. So just press enter and here maintain the currency. So if you INR, so just maintain. Now you can see in the previous screen, in the previous characteristics, only these two are coming, single value and multiple value. But now you can see interval values allowed also is coming. So you have to activate tick this. So why and click on multiple values. Why I am taking this interval values allowed? Because I told you these two range. Suppose this is one interval and this is the another interval. Okay, means range. So if you have multiple range with the multiple persons approval process, so you have to activate this interval values allowed and click on multiple values. Okay, that's it. Then once you, if you have activated the multiple value, then it will, one message will come that multiple value indicator refers to a reference characteristics. Okay, so you have to maintain it. So where we will maintain, we will see. Okay, not now. In the classification tab, we will maintain it. Now go to class type, same 032, just maintain and then save it. So this is the another characteristics you have created. Okay. So these two characteristics we have done. Now what we will do, the next thing is we will create the class. So go to edit class and I am writing Z CLS underscore RELPO. Okay, release PO. That's it. And Z CLS class. Okay, you can write as per your nomenclature. Okay, it is not like this. You can only write like this only. You can write according to whatever the business scenario or the easy nomenclature, you can write it. Same class type is 032 only. Okay. For release strategy, this is the standard 032. And then click on create icon. Once you create icon, write the description. So release PO. Okay, suppose status should be in release mode. This is the validity date. Go to characteristics, and here what you have to do, you have to paste these two characteristics here, and there should not be any gap. Okay, and then press enter. So here what you are doing, you are linking your characteristics with his class. Okay, you can see the description, characteristics, all are coming automatically from your characteristics, whatever you have created. Description and data will all come automatically. So just copy this class. Okay. So the first two steps you have done. Now just save it. Okay. So class type 032, this class is created. These two are, always remember, these two are master data. You can create, you have to create in real time in development server, in quality as well as in the production. Okay. This is the configuration, because if you notice that TR is not generated while after creation of this characteristics and class, TR didn't generate. Okay, so that it means this is the master data. Now this is the configurational define release procedure for purchase order. And here you have to follow these steps. These are the configurational steps: release group, release code, indicator, strategy, and the workflow. So firstly go to release group. Okay. So you can see already it's created. So whatever it's created, just select and delete it. Okay. Select all and delete. We will create our own. Okay. Now go to new entry, release group, R1, and the class. Just now you have created. Okay. And you can write the description. Um, Release. Okay. Description you can write it. Release PO greater than 1 lakh, or release PO greater than or equals to. Here it's not, you have to write the description as per your understanding purpose. Okay, it will not impact the description anywhere. The impact will be the release group, okay, which you will assign in the next step. So release PO equal, suppose 10 lakh. Okay, this is the first. Now the second group R2. Okay, just paste your class and release PO. Okay, 10 lakh and, greater than, release PO greater than 10 lakh. Okay. So these two R1 and R2, one for up to 10 lakh. Okay, or release PO less than 10 lakh. It will be better. Okay, less than 10 lakh, R1 will hit, greater than 10 lakh, R2 will hit. Okay, so you have created these two group, R1 and R2. Okay, now you can see that TR is coming. Okay, so R1 and R2. Now save and then go back. So this is the first step you have to do. Next, release code. So how many release code you can maintain? So always remember, you can only maintain as per the SAP standard. As per SAP standard practice, only 8 release code. Okay, only 8 release code you can apply, maintain, means release code means in the sense 8 people, 8 person. Okay, like if you want to that more than above, if your PO value is in crore, suppose, then AGM, GM, plant head, your VP, or even if you want to apply any other person, then you can maintain. So maximum 8 people or 8 release code you can maintain in the SAP as per the SAP standard. This mostly asked in the interview also, so always remember it. Okay. So here what we have to do, go to new entry, release group. So first group is R1. Okay. Suppose code. So suppose AGM. First is okay. Okay. No. Code suppose for AGM. I am giving the code is suppose these these two character you can give AM. Suppose assistant manager. Workflow right assistant manager. Okay. Then R2. Suppose sorry R1 only and this time GM and write general manager. Press enter. Okay. So in this first group, assistant manager and general manager workflow is nothing but the once the PO will create, then mail will trigger to this assistant manager and general manager for the approving of PO. Okay. So if there is no workflow, then leave it blank. Okay. In real time, you have to maintain this one only. Okay, that role assignment with group code and plant. So it based and this another setting is will be done by the basis consultant or ABAP consultant for triggering of mail. So that is the another process. Okay, but now I am no workflow I am maintaining, so I am leaving it blank. Okay, because I cannot trigger mail right now. For this, it is a big configuration is required from the basis or a web consultant side. Okay. So in this group, R1, these two people will approve. Okay. Now go back. Now again, I am going for, I have created two group, right? So R2, okay, right, capital R2. So AM, so assistant manager. Now again R2, okay, and then GM, okay, the general manager, then again R2, and suppose this time PH. PH is what is the PH meaning? Plant head. Okay. Suppose these are the scenario. So just save it. Okay. Now what I have done, I have created two groups. So in first group, these two people will approve if you're an R1 for less than 10 lakh. Okay, if your PO value is greater than 10 lakh, then these three people will approve. Now save and back. Next is release indicator. Okay, so what we will do is the lot of release indicator is created here. So I will do just this, and this. I will delete. Okay, I will use this only. So B means basically blocked, means if none of the person has approved your PO, that means your PO is blocked. If it is released, then your PO status will change to R. If it is not released, then in PO status it will be show B. B means blocked. And what is this changeable? If we click here, there are lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means what is the meaning of this? Basically, once the PO is created and released, okay, and if you maintain one in changeable, so after the release, no one can de-release the PO. Okay, once it released means released. This is the meaning of one. And what is the meaning of 6 means? Changeable, new release if new strategy or value changes or outputted. even the PO has outputted or any value will change, okay, then the PO will again go for the release part. Okay, PO means it will de-release and you can change the PO if you set the 6. So basically in normally either 1 is used, okay, or 6 will be used in case of changeable. Okay, and sometimes in 4 also it sometimes apply changeable in new release in case of new strategy or value changes, means something you will change in the value price. So if then only your PO will also gets good for the release part. Again system will ask you to the release the PO. Now this also we have done. Now the last is the release strategy. Here what you have to do, go new entry. And what is the first group? R1 release group. P release PO less than 10 lakh. And now we are creating, suppose S1 is your release strategy. PO less than 10 lakh. Okay. So how many people? AM, assistant manager, and GM, general manager. Now press enter. Then go to release prerequisite. Okay. Here you have to start the clicking activating from the down only. Okay, if you tick and tick this only, it will get conflict. Okay, so just tick here only, one only, then continue. Now go to release status and understand the meaning of this screen. If neither assistant manager and general manager is approved, your PO status is in block mode. If only assistant manager has approved, then your PO status is in block mode, still is in block mode. Once both approved, then only your PO is considering as a released mode. Okay, means approved. Then go to classification. Here you have to maintain if you have multiple plants. Okay, if you click on multiple values, so system will ask you to maintain the characteristics, means on how many plants you want to apply the release strategy. So you can maintain n number of plants. Okay, so right now I'm triggering only at one plant. Now total net order value. So between 0, then space, then dash, then space, then right 1, then 10 lakh, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 space INR. Okay, so this is how you have to write it. Then goes to next screen, then save it, then continue. Now go to release simulation and you can see now just these two groups are and these two person are coming. Select, click on simulate release, double click, you can see right now is block state, right? So once first assistant manager is approved, so it will message will come release already affected, still it's in block mode. Now general manager will approve, so you can see the released. Now close this, and now for the next group. So click on next entry, R2, S2, okay, PO give value greater than 10 lakh. Okay. So how many people? Assistant manager, general manager, and plant head. So now press enter. Description will come automatically. Go to release prerequisite. Click for a general manager. Click for plant head automatically, and then this and continue. Okay. Then go to release status. You can see it's in blocked state. None of them is approved, so blocked. Only one is approved, so blocked. Only 2% has approved, assistant general manager, still it's blocked. And all three has approved, that means it is release state. So now continue. Now again go to classification, maintain your plant and write the value. So greater than 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 space INR. Okay, then go to next screen, just save it, go to release simulation, select, click here. As you can see, still it's block state. So just double click, and double click. Now it's in released. So as you can see, the configuration part is done. We have done with the configuration part. Okay. Now what we will do, we will create a PO. Okay. So what I will do is, in the next session, we will create the PO. Okay. In the first session, we have done the complete configuration. Then in the next session, we will create PO and I will show you how the release strategy will trigger in your PO. And also one more thing, one actual real practical scenario I will show you, that suppose the assistant manager, general manager and planted, three people are there, right? So if you want even if uh, general manager only approved, okay, and assistant manager will approve, plant head will not approve, then still system should consider PO as a released. Okay, so that also you can do the setting. Okay, but now you have seen only the all three people will approve, then and only PO system will consider as a approve the PO. But if you have a scenario that why even if two people will approve, so we can consider like PO is in release mode. So that setting also you can do. So how we will see. Okay. But now whatever the configuration we have done till now, so that I will show in the practice PO part. So how it will trigger. So join in the next session and then we'll continue. Okay.